Hello everyone, Bob here. Today we are going to take a look at one of the most iconic films of the 1980s, Top Gun, as it makes its debut on the 4K UHD Blu-ray format. I have used the digital code, so please don't anybody ask. The film stars Tom Cruise, Val Kilmer, Kelly McGillis, Anthony Edwards, and Tom Skerritt. I'm not really going to get into it was directed by the late Tony Scott. I'm not really going to get into any of the a lot of the details of the plot, because I imagine a lot of people watching this have already seen it. But Top Gun is an aviator school for the top 1% or fewer. Very few people get to go. It's this aviator school. It's located in Miramar, and Tom Cruise's character, whose call sign's Maverick, is the one that gets sent off. The film starts out following him on the aircraft carrier Enterprise, the CVN 65, for those of you that are interested in such things. After he's sent off there's many things happen. Romance, death, and most other aspects that you see in storytelling. But I'm not going to get into that because I don't want to spoil the movie. B, I imagine everyone's already seen the film that is watching this. Perhaps due to my age, but this film has always been a staple in my collection, whether it's the old VHS, the DVD, Blu-ray, laserdisc. And so naturally I was kind of excited when it was announced it was going to get a 4K release. At the time it was released, we thought it was going to be released during the marketing build up for the new one, but COVID-19 had other plans for that, and so I'm looking forward to seeing the new one the Christmas season now. But see, where was I? But I had read all these reviews leading up to this, and it had gotten pretty good reviews, so I was really looking forward to watching this. And I had a chance to watch it last night, and the video wise, it's very film like. The grain is definitely present, but not in a bad way. Detail is sharp and crisp, and it's by far the best this film has looked. You can tell the remaster, even on the Blu-ray that comes with this, is miles above the Blu-ray from over 10 years ago that I have in my collection. So I mean, it was good to see a good upgrade on that. The audio, it's loud. The dogfights have all kinds of detail. The music, of course, the music is legendary in this film. It's all clear and loud and powerful. The dogfights are loud. There's lots of detail in the overhead channels. The one thing I had an issue with, and if you've watched my channel any length of time, I like bass. I like my bass loud and thunderous, and I was a little disappointed in that. The bass, the bass is very crisp in this. It's very crisp and it's very controlled. But to get the impact I wanted, I had to turn up the gain on my subwoofer, and I really don't like doing that. I have it set where I like it, and I really don't want to have to move it. But it's a minor nitpick. A lot of you probably won't have a problem with it, but like I say, I love my bass. What can I say? But so for that, otherwise, the audio was perfect, but I got to knock it down a couple pegs because of that. The film It's an 8 out of 10 for me. Like I say, it's an iconic from the 80s. A lot of things that are considered cliche now originated in this film. And it's, to me anyway, maybe it's because of my age, maybe it's because I grew up watching it, it has stood the test of time. Video-wise, it looks great. Want to give it a 9.5 out of 10. It had the Dolby Vision. The colors were great, which I forgot to mention earlier. The details lifelike. It had a very film-like look to it. So there was no cleaning of the image. It looked great. And so I'm going to give it a 9.5 out of 10. And audio, if you'd had a little more bass, it would have been perfect. It would have been a reference disc without question, but I really hate having to mess with the settings. Not to drag Star Wars into this, but like in The Rise of Skywalker, the scene at the beginning when Kylo Ren goes to Exegol, that is a very bass-heavy moment that you could feel. Like if I was sitting there watching the film in my sweatpants, the bass, you could feel my sweatpants would wiggle a little bit. And and that's without having to crank the bass up. That's the kind of thing I like, power in my bass, and I was a little disappointed in it with this. I hear the War of the Worlds release is worse about it, so I haven't actually gotten my hands on that particular one yet. I just got my hands on this one, Top Gun and Days of Thunder, which I'll try to get the Days of Thunder review up here sometime in the next week. But like I say, I was disappointed in the bass. So instead of what could have been a 10 out of 10, I'm going to have to give the audio an 8 out of 10. But alas, thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed the content of this video, please consider subscribing to my channel. Follow me on Facebook or Twitter. Just search for Bob the Film Guy. I'm there. And as always, thanks for watching, and this is Bob signing off.